You've been lounging with Skipper. You've been lounging with Skipper. Oh, yeah.
What's going on, everybody? I want to welcome you all to another episode of Loungin with Skip. This right here is episode 40, the big 4-0.
40.
I'm
So
sitting here with a man that I met some years back. I would probably say maybe fall 2001, 2002. I know it was after I came back from being off at school, and I was coming back into the city, and I was just trying to make my way around the city on the music tip. And I think it may have been like 2003, and I ran into this guy. I think I met him through DJ Reminisce. I believe he gave me a copy of the Unchained CD some kind of way. He was like, yeah, you check for this cat. He's from St. Louis. And I remember listening to the CD, and the first thought in my mind was like, man, it sound like Bone Crusher, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this the Bone Crusher of the Lou. You know what I'm saying? And but I noticed that it was a label represented, like a label name under the actual CD. I think at the time that label's name was what?
Riverfront Records.
Riverfront Records.
Shout out to Uncle Noodles.
And that I thought that name was like I thought that name was dope for, you know what I'm saying, as far as it representing St. Louis, because I incorporated that with the Riverfront Times. So Riverfront Records, and I was like, man, this cat right here is, because the sound, the quality of everything, it was CDs, it was pressed up. And around that time in St. Louis, you really will run across cats with CDs, maybe with just a song on it, or it may just be like a bootleg CD with some writing on it. But this was like an actual well put together looking packaged CD. And so I was impressed by that. And so I was like, man, well, who is this cat? And it was like, Rucker Puff. And I think it was somewhere along the lines I ended up running into him. And we just connected and built a rapport over the years. And I've seen this man grow. So I want to welcome you all to this episode. And I want to welcome, he used to go by Rucker Puff, but now he goes by Zeus Rebel. I want to welcome Zeus Rebel to Loungin with Skip.
What's up, my brother Skip?
Appreciate you being here, man, with me. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Now, first off, you're from St. Louis. Where, like, you were born and raised in St. Louis. And what part of St. Louis were you born and raised in?
I grew up in a neighborhood called The Pastures. Some people call it Highview. It was kind of like a subsidized neighborhood, kind of like Kenlock, Pagedale, Meacham Park, all of these different neighborhoods. Elmwood, Highview was one of them. It was kind of like one of those areas where your parents lived in the projects and they had the opportunity to live in the county, so they got like some subsidized living for lower income housing. So it was in the county by Northwest Plaza, and it's a legendary neighborhood. It's called The Pastures, and that's where I was kind of born and raised. And the whole Rucker Puff thing was kind of like when I moved to Spanish Lake, which we call the Lake now, and that's kind of like where the whole Rucker Puff thing came
tell me this. So back in the day, growing up, what musically it was intriguing to you, which spawned the thought of I want to maybe do music, or just the interest of what music was? What was it for you?
I've always been infatuated with music and always loved music. My dad used to always listen to country music in his bands. He was one of the hoodest cats I know, but he always in his Mercedes he played country music. I
like literally
Journey.
Country music.
Yeah, he liked country music. He always liked country music. We listened to Journey, 80s rock, and then we also, he was always playing NWA and Run DMC, stuff like that, which Run DMC was actually one of the first concerts that I attended. And I had a friend in the neighborhood that used to cut my hair dude named Marcus. You know, shout out to Marcus. He was the only person that I knew that was actually going to the studio and that was really recording and having his tapes and stuff. And me and my best friend, we all like, damn, like Marcus be straight
And
recording and got
around
tapes.
what
And we
year
were,
was this?
this had to be early 90s. So this had to be like 94, 95, maybe, might be later than that, 96, somewhere up in there. But, you know, he inspired us to really, really go ahead and do the rap. Because at first we was just more like dancing, singing, you know what I'm saying? That was the boy era.
Now tell me this. What high school, well, first off, what grade school did you go to?
All the schools that I went to from first grade to sophomore year was all Pattonville School District. So I went to Bryan-Crest Elementary, I went to traditional middle school, then I went to Holman Middle, then I went to Pattonville, and then some things happened at the crib. Our house got kicked in and we got put out our crib. So we was homeless for like 2 years, and I had to go live with grandma in Castle Point. From there, I went to my cousin's house, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I ended up at Riverview Gardens.
So going to Pattonville, that was like majority white students at that school, correct?
Yeah, but it was a lot of black students because at the time, I don't know if they still have it now, but at the time they had the DSEG program. So you had kids
getting bussed in.
Yeah. So Pattonville was like a beautiful mix. You know what I'm saying? Now Riverview was straight hood, but Pattonville was definitely more white students, but it was like, I would say probably 60-40, 70-30 at the time, 65-35, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Now during this period, what music were you gravitated towards? Like going to the Pattonville School District?
I think right at that time, I was like really, really loving A-Ball and MJG. I've always just listened to everything, Skip, to be honest. Like, I've never been really like closed mind. Hold on. Yogi. Damn dog. I've never been really like closed mind on one genre. My bad. I've never been really closed mind on one genre of music. So I've always been, you know, just love all kind of music. So I just think that I didn't, I just think back then I was afraid to be fully who I was. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people go through that and a lot of people experience that. Not just me, I'm just okay with admitting it. But a lot of people are way more talented in what they believe, but they're afraid to tap into those other things.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're definitely going to get to that. I'm just, you know, want to trigger into the space you were in at that time period in your life. Some of the reasons and the things and of why you're doing what it is you're doing today. But tapping into
that. I mean, really, yeah, just a hood nigga, regular hood nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of listening to it all. But your father
your
father was tuned in to the country music. So you were getting that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now once you got to Pattonville and then you left there and then you went to Riverview, this is when you began to kind of see your homeboy that was cutting your hair, him making tapes and doing all that. And then what happened from there?
From there, like I said, he
inspired us to go to what year was that? Around what year was this?
This was like early 90s still. So this was really like before I really got in high school. I'm gonna say, because I think we recorded that first record around like 8th grade of middle school. Or maybe in 7th grade, somewhere around there. We actually recorded the first song at Six Flags. You remember Six Flags used to have a studio in it?
Yeah.
And we recorded the song. Yeah, we recorded the first song at Six Flags, and we came back to the hood with our tape. And nigga, I ain't stopped since.
So how did that feel hearing now? What beat did you use and things of that nature?
It
was something they already had on deck, right?
Yeah, it was. I don't know where we got that beat from, because at the time we didn't have no producer or nothing. We was like very, very new. So I don't really remember where we got the beat from, but man, we got the beat. We all, you know, me, my cousin, my best friend, we had a verse apiece, and we got on that bitch, dog. And like I say, man, from there, just a nigga just never stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Now, how did it feel bringing that back? You know what I'm saying, to the crib? I know you all three of y'all had copies. and now you all letting people hear that. How did that feel actually putting that tape in and hearing your voice in them speakers, coming out them speakers?
It's like sex for the first time.
Right. And you just wanted to keep hearing it over and over and over again, like
oh, I got to do that again. And yeah, man, just kind of get I have a addiction to music, and I have a different relationship with when it comes to music and records. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel the music different than most artists or some artists. You know what I'm saying? I can feel the instruments in a beat. You know what I mean? So moving forward, that's how I knew that I was going to be more than just a rapper.
Now, during this time, okay, you recorded, you know what I'm saying, your first recording, 8th grade. Now you're going into high school. What was your next memory of what it was that you were recording? Were the other two guys that were with you, did they continue recording, or was it more so just you kind of them?
Yeah, I was in a group for a long time, and it was also like a group, but then we was throwing parties, and then we added people to it, so it was like a clique. We went by POG. So anybody that graduated around that 97 to 2004-ish era, you probably was familiar with POG. We was throwing all the parties, Club Imperial, Club Legit. You know what I'm saying? We had it was cracking. So we kind of turned into not just music, it turned into kind of like sort of like a gang almost too. So from that time, I just remember I was really heavily into the battle rap. And I actually, some years later, I had, if you remember that HBO Blaze battle thing when it came to St. Louis, me and another artist that ended up signing with Dirty Entertainment, which is Goob Thug, we ended up tying for the Blaze battle.
Okay.
Rapper in the Blaze battle, from Big Wheel to Jule. I think Jule was in it. It was like 50 rappers, and me and Gooby Thug ended up being the last two standing. And I really beat Goob Thug. Shout out to Goob Thug, free Goob Thug. I really did beat him, but I think the way it happened was it was so Wellston was so deep in there that they thought they was like, if we do not let this nigga at least tie, Wellston gonna tear this motherfucker down. It was at the spotlight. So time with money.
Did you end up graduating from high school?
Yeah, I graduated from high school, ended up graduating from Riverview Gardens, went to college, went to a black college. Shout out to Lane. Went to Lane down in Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay. Now,
Lane.
Now in high school, were you involved in any sports, any band, or any choir classes or anything musically? Were you involved in at school?
Yeah, I played football at Pattonville, you know what I'm saying? Because football was like my main thing too. It was like music and football. I was like, go to the NFL, sell dope, be a school teacher, and be a rapper. Like, I don't know how that shit don't mix, but that was what I know. Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, I was definitely, like, the way I am passionate about music, I was definitely always been passionate about football the same way. And I really regretted what ended up happening was when I had to switch and go to Riverview for the second semester of sophomore year. I just felt like Coach Sunkett wasn't gonna start me, and I just couldn't fathom sitting on the bench. So I didn't try out, didn't play, which is a mistake. And I should have played, because 99 was shit. That's when they won state. You know what I'm saying? Riverview won state that year.
Wow.
And I feel like I should have been on it.
How'd you feel about that when they won and you wasn't there?
I mean, I still feel great about it, because it was like, shit, I'm a Ram now. I ain't no Pirate no more. I'm a Ram. My school just won state. And I was throwing the parties for them anyway. So I remember having a big stripper party for the team, and you know what I'm saying? And and just to bring up another,
you was throwing stripper parties in high school?
Yes, sir. Oh, dude, yeah.
Okay, it was
legendary. Like, yeah. I had strippers at every high school down there in St. Louis, in North County for sure. Yeah, and we was throwing strip parties so basically what we would do, Skip, is we would have the regular party at Club Imperial, Club Legit, and then after the party, I would sell these VIPs where we had an ice cream after party. The ice cream after party, we had the strippers. You know what I'm saying? Now keep in mind, all of us was in high school. So the strippers was in high school too.
Mm.
And then if you had a little bit of extra money, you get a super duper VIP. And a super duper VIP, we just can't talk about it on probably on your podcast, because that probably need to be a porn podcast.
You can.
Oh, well.
Yeah. You can. I mean, it's
So
whatever.
Super duper VIP, you got a little extra for your left. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, yeah, and that's the past, man. But once I have my babies, I have my daughters, I pretty much cut that part of my life out.
Now, in high school, were you recording projects? Were you recording songs? And if, you know, how many songs did you record? Like, what was that process like during your high school years of music recording process?
Yeah, I recorded music, but I was in a group. So, you know, we pretty much, everything that I had did in high school was pretty much as a group. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I didn't become a solo artist and become like 2000, 2001.
Right. So I'm saying, like, so you all as a group were recording songs. Were you all selling those songs, those tapes around school, those CDs around school? Like, what was it?
Yeah, we were selling CDs at school, selling tapes at school. You know what I'm saying? We changed the name a few times, shifted in a member or two a few times. You know what I'm saying?
Were you all
just,
performing?
Were
you all performing live?
Our biggest performance that we was doing in high school was the legendary, let me put legendary in front of this, Riverview Talent Show. The best talent show ever in St. Riverview Talent Show was like a fucking concert. You know what I'm saying? If you ever attended one. So that's pretty much was like, you know, the big thing that we was always gearing up to do is the Riverview Talent Show.
Okay. Now, at this time, now you're graduating. I want to also know, what is it, because somewhere along the lines in there, it's a spirit within you of, I got to get it, you know, no matter what. And I got to get it as far as promoting, hustling this music, hustling these parties, hustling. Where did that particular spirit within you fester up to where you was just kind of had started off with this go get it attitude at such an early age in your life?
And that come from my dad and my uncles, man. Shout out my Uncle Jimmy, shout out my dad, because I ain't never seen them do nothing but hustle. You know what I'm saying? And all my daddy friends and everybody did. I grew up around OGs and niggas with money, just to be honest. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of dope dealers. It's who grown me. I was grown by dope dealers. So it's like, I just basically took, you know, that mentality, and in the beginning it wasn't positive, but you know, pretty much just stirred it in a direction that made it positive. But the go-getter attitude, to answer your question, it come from my uncles and my surroundings and my dad.
Dope. And that's why, as the years went by and, you know, the older you became and the more out there you became with your music, every time I would go to one of your events, your dad was always there. You know what I'm saying? He's always there, like supporting it, whether he's working security or, you know what I mean? And I always thought that was dope. You know what I mean? I always thought that was dope. Like, man, his dad's here just chilling. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Not too many people's fathers, or, you know what I'm saying, would be at their son's events, seeing their son up on stage going crazy and cut, you know what I mean? So that's when I was like, okay, he got a support system behind him that's keeping that energy within him driving forward. When you went off to college, what was that transition like for you, leaving St. Louis, going down to Lane?
It was very difficult because shit, at that time I was popping in St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? Not as Rucker Puff, but just popping, period. Like, we had parties, I had strippers. It's like, I had a car. I left all that to go to Lane, and you know, at Lane, freshmen couldn't drive, and it was like, it was just different. Then I had just had my daughter. That my grandmother always, pretty much, it was always like a thing. All us, even all my cousins, we all went to the same college. So it was just something that my grandma always was like, "Her, y'all going to Lane?" And we just kind of follow suit. We going to Lane. And so it was definitely a different.
So being there, was you doing music, or your mind was basically back in St. Louis still?
My mind was in St. Louis, and my mind was tripping off my baby mama, and my mind was tripping off my daughter, because I had just had a daughter. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, I need to be home taking care of my baby, which she was still taken care of, because my parents have always supported, you know, me and all my endeavors. Thank God for them. So it ain't, my baby mama didn't have to like raise her by herself, because my mama then probably had her more than she did in real life. But Yeah, it was back in St. Louis, but I did do music. I met a lot of brothers from Memphis. I used to go to Memphis on the weekends, and you know what I'm saying, ended up learning a lot about South Memphis and North Memphis, and you know what I mean, met a lot of good people. So yeah, they definitely showed me love. And then once I got a little more comfortable second semester, I ended up throwing a few parties down there and bringing my St. Louis folks. So I do I wish I would have stayed and graduated. You know what I'm saying? There was really no reason for me not to, you know what I'm saying? And I do regret that, because I should have a college degree. I should have had it. You know what I mean? And it's not because I feel like I needed the degree for job opportunity. I just felt like it was something I would have had liked to show my kids that I accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have a major that you went to school with in mind?
Well, yeah. Remember I told you a couple minutes ago is I thought I was going to play football, be a rapper, be a teacher, and sell dope. You know what I'm saying?
So this is the teacher. This is the teacher. You wanted to be a teacher.
Yeah. But I'm a teacher now, so God worked it out. I am a teacher now in the normal.
Of course. But you wanted to go to school to actually have a degree in teaching, so to speak.
Yeah, the paper, so I can show my kids one day, hey, look, I graduated, I did all the stuff, and I still, you know, went and graduated. But that wasn't my path, man. He had something else for me, and you know, that's just how.
I'm curious to know, how'd you get the name Rucker Puff? Where did that come from?
My in the streets, people called me Puff. It was a Joan. The dude named Mario Mondane used to call me Puff as a Joan. You know, Puff like fat Puff. And then they called me Puff so much, I just kept Puff. So Puff ended up being my hood name. And then I was going by Ruckus for a minute when I was going through this weird transition of being a solo artist. I was like, well, I'm gonna be Ruckus. And Ruckus just sounds so plain. And I just was sitting on the toilet one day and I put it together, Rucker Puff. So it's Ruckus and then Puff, and I just put it together, Rucker Puff.
Rucker Puff. Now, when did you leave Lane and come back to St. Louis?
That summer. I only stayed at Lane for 1 year.
And when you came back that summer, what was it, 02, 01?
Something like that, 01. I went to Flow Valley, didn't do no work, bullshit it off.
I went to Flow Valley. I went to Flow too. When I first graduated from high school, I went to Flow right after, man. Yeah. It's just one big.
Yeah, I bullshit. So only thing I did was smashing chicks up there and battling. We'd go outside that big building and battle. Yeah. So I met a lot of brothers there, like Grits and A-Verb and Knox, and Verb didn't even go there, but he was just up there rapping too. For real. And and I got real cool with them. And then for a second, I was like, fuck it, I ain't even gonna rap. I was gonna manage Verb and Knox. You know what I'm saying? So I started trying to help them and kind of like be the P. Diddy and push them. Knox? Yeah, Verb and Knox. Yeah, Knox, dude named Kyrie, him and Verb used to kind of be in a group together. They got a mixtape that's fucking legendary. He gotta find that shit and put it out. But I was gonna do that, and then we was doing a mixtape with all of us on it. I started this new movement called Supreme Team. Okay. And everybody was on the mixtape. Verb was on there. Everybody was on there. And the first rap that I did was remember that "Lose Yourself" by Eminem. Yeah. Okay, I spit a verse to that, and I was like, nigga, fuck this shit, I'm back. Shit, I started the Rucker Puff shit and went full blast.
During this period in St. Louis, you know, we gotta remember, you know what I'm saying, Nelly already came out the gate. Chingy was on his way, about to come out, that summer 2003. You know, we had songs on the radio. I said, nah, Nikki. Dun, dun, dun. We had all these songs, you know what I'm saying, the whole nine. So St. Louis was like buzzing within. It was a pot bubbling within its own state. And here you are, you know what I'm saying? Now here you are coming with your shit. Now, during that period, where were you going to record? Who, you know what I'm saying, as far as studio, things of that nature? Because now you need somewhere to crank this music.
I was using this dude named Ray. He had a studio somewhere on the north side, and I recorded that entire first album, Escaped Off the Chains, in this dude's basement.
And it was probably about good 14, 15 songs on that thing, wasn't it?
Yep.
And
whole project in this dude basement.
And the thing about it was a good sounding project, man. So you recorded in this basement. How long did it take you to record that album?
I don't remember. I can remember working on that project probably like 3 or 4 months, man. We was just working. I was just giving them however much money I had and just locking in and going over there recording.
Now see,
every week is good.
See, that's another thing right there. You stepped up, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, hey man, why don't you throw me some recording? Like you put your money up, you know what I'm saying, getting it in. You know, us coming from St. Louis, we seen the Master P movement. We seen the Hot Boys movement. We seen like how if you put your money up, certain things could pop off. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to try to, you know what I'm saying, scam your way out of something. Pay for that shit. You know what I mean?
It take money to make money, man, and that everything. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you had to pay to go to barber school, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So doing that, based in the city, and like I said, now we're going to me running across that CD and the quality of that. What made you want to sign with the Riverfront? The Riverfront, was it Records? Riverfront Records. What made you want to sign with them to actually put your music out at that particular time versus you just taking your music and distributing it yourself?
Well, the way the story goes is I did this performance, I remember, at this hotel. And as soon as I got off stage, it was a black dude and it was a white dude. Both of these motherfuckers smoking big ass cigars, and which is now my Uncle Noodles and my Uncle Peppy. And they seen me perform, and Noodles said he told Peppy, hey man, he a star. And you know, they pretty much signed me. I got to know him, and man, we've been family ever since.
Now, during that performance, did you take off your shirt on stage at that time?
At that time, I'm sure I did. Yeah, that's when I was just like, fuck it. I'm fat, I'm black, nigga. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You motherfuckers gonna see me, nigga. These motherfuckers ain't gonna never forgive me in St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming out in this bitch. I think I had the mohawk already. I was like, fuck y'all. Fuck what y'all talking about. So I'm getting out on stage. And you know, I used to get out that motherfucking fuck. Hey, I do all that shit. I ain't give a fuck. Jump on the tables. I'm like, fuck y'all. I'm real. You know what I mean? These niggas always intimidated me here though, Skip. They always have. But the only reason that's been is because a lot of these folks, bro, they just don't know who they are, bro. And I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And to some people are motivated by that, and some people fear that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, this motherfucker love himself. I got $1,000 in my pocket, and I hate myself still. You know what I'm saying?
Now, on the front cover of that album, you had like, didn't you have like a fro? Or
yeah,
like
so maybe the mohawk was not created quite then. You know what I'm saying? If I could remember vividly, it's so long ago, man. My brain is so fucked up. But yeah, man.
Mohawk was definitely a play when, so Riverfront Radio, you dropped that album. It was getting played. I think, you know what I'm saying? I think we had like St. Louis jams, certain things like that. You had your Supreme Team crew, you know what I'm saying? By this time, it was like, man, it's like squads going on. And this is when I began to notice you and your squad. Like, okay, that's Rutherford and his squad. Now, during this time, everybody was kind of looking around like, well, who's going to be the next cats coming through? Because we got, you know, we had Chingy, we had Huey, we had Jibs coming through. Damn, who else was it, man? You know, Pretty Willie was doing his thing. So it's kind of like Cass was really checking.
Joker, Core, Patsy, like everybody.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. It was so much popping off. So everybody's looking like, well, who's the next guys coming through? And I always looked at y'all, man, because y'all kind of gave off a vibe and an energy of like a black biker gang, so to be kind of squad. Cause y'all all wore the black, y'all had the black shades. You see what I'm saying? Y'all vibe, it was hype. You was like the spearheaded guy of the squad, you know what I mean? And so like the face of it. And so coming through, next thing I know, I'm seeing you on the music video. You shooting a music video out in LA, you know what I'm saying, with Mac 10. Now, what year was this?
I think the Mac 10 situation was like 2006.
And that was big
Peppy,
for the
one of my
city.
business partners. Oh my God, man. The energy was man, you making me think about all this stuff that I don't even think about.
Of
That's
course.
crazy. But yeah, the energy for that was amazing, man. Just being in LA and shit. I remember throwing up gang signs, nigga, and goddamn me in the skating rink listening to Full Life by Mac 10. So it's like to turn around and now I'm sitting in his house and hanging out with him and just eating El Pollo Loco with this nigga like on some regular shit. It was amazing for sure.
Well, you know, the thing about that is, you know what I'm saying, once again, we have to look at when something is embedded in you, there's no turning it away, no matter what you do. So no matter how it was for you drifting off from the music path, you know what I'm saying, having a daughter, going off to school to fulfill an obligation and a dream, something that your grandmother wanted you to do, you were able to come back and continue on your path, which led you into other, you know what I'm saying, positions that other artists would have loved to have been in. There's artists in St. Louis and even artists around the world during that time who would have loved to have been in a position where they are, you know what I'm saying, sitting up in Mac 10's crib, eating El Pollo Loco, and about to go shoot a music video that ended up landing on the what was it, the movie with Tyrese and Megan Good. Come on,
Way
man.
Deep, Sopranos, they used NFL, a couple of NFL football games.
Come on, man. You was
man. The product placement on that record was in.
That's what I'm saying, man. You was one of the cats, man, that was going through the city, man, where folks was like, man, Rucker Puff, he really getting it cracking. You know what I'm saying? So did you end up signing with Who Banging during that time?
Yeah, I was signed to Who Banging for a while, on and off for about 3 or 4 years. And then Mac had got sick, and that's kind of like how the whole thing kind of dissolved. You know what I'm saying? From him being sick. So yeah. But I mean, like I said, I don't regret that experience at all. I mean, it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? It was an amazing experience, and I learned a lot. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't regret it.
It's all a part of the journey. Now, around 2009, you had worked on a film that was like, I'm pretty sure you can go pull that thing up on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
What's that
Grind
called?
or Die. It's on the movie. The first movie that I did is called Grind or Die, and it's on YouTube. You can actually go watch it on YouTube. And that was just me just stepping out the box, wanting to expand on my business mind, and you know what I'm saying, and just want to do different things. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of into that.
That's why I fucked with you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, listen, let me tell you something, man. I wanna tell you this, man. I salute you and I want to thank you, man, for believing in me, man, because you was coming to the barbershop getting faded by me with the mohawk, nigga, when I was cutting up in Jamestown Mall. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you was one of the few cats. I think you may have came to the shop I was in before that, but I know for certain you showed up to Jamestown Mall and was getting cut by me like every Saturday type of situation for months. You feel me? And I look back on that and appreciate that, man, because you really didn't have to do that. And during that time, I was buzzing myself, was, you know what I'm saying, building a name for myself. And so you was like, yo, man, you got some beats. And it's so crazy because I also want to salute you and thank you for taking the what I provided for you, that I felt that I wanted to hear you on, and running with that versus being like, nah, I ain't messing with that. You know what I'm saying? Which ended up being a yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the song was playing on the St. Louis jams. You feel me? Like, I look back on all that. You feel what I'm saying? And then
that's crazy.
You them was some on that thing. Times. Say what now?
I say them was definitely some good ass times, bro. For real.
You know what I'm saying? But that energy of you taking that mindset and doing the actual movie in St. Louis, that in itself was dope, because you weren't seeing too many people doing that. Once again, like I said, we're stepping back into what is already meant for you. You know what I'm saying? Will be for you. What God has for you will be regardless. Now, as we move forward, I move. you know, as we move forward, I move. So I've been gone from St. Louis for the past 11 years. Now, ain't that something? I've been gone now 11 years. You know what I'm saying? You know, like coming up here. Yeah. So by me, you know, social media, I'm able to see what's going on. And what I'm looking at is like a man who's still doing what it is you're doing. Now I'm starting to, well, not now, but before I'm seeing like you touring around, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I peeped about you, man. I tell cats, I'm like, don't stay so stagnant in one spot in your city if you creating music. If you gonna hit up, if you gonna, you know, folks want to be like, man, I want to tour and go to Miami and go to this. Well, listen, why don't you hit up all the markets around the city, whether it's a small town in Arkansas, whether it's those people, they want to see you. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't mind seeing you. So step out. Kind of, I would say so.
That's right.
Yeah. I would say more so humble yourself and just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like get a car and just go do it. And you've been doing that for years, man. And you built up a following on your own from taking that initiative, from taking that jumping out there like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm going to do this regardless. Y'all going to see me. And you build fans from doing that. I also want to go back and mention, I remember this is when the level of me seeing you as a performer has shifted. Like, oh shit, like this nigga, he's serious. It was it was a performance at the Red Sea. Me and my girl at the time, we were there eating upstairs. And as we were upstairs, they were like, yeah, we got artist Rucker Puff performing. And I remember you were dressed up, you had on like a blazer with the dress shirt, and you had these chains on, and you was kind of walking by the table. And I was like, yo, Puff, man, what's up? And you kind of looked down, he was like, what's up, Skip? Yeah. And it was like you immediately transitioned from quiet to now here you're Rucker Puff now. You feel me? And when I saw that, I was like, damn, like he really like turned that on like right now and really got into a mode, and that let me know like, yo, this man's an actor, like not in a bad way, like, oh, it's fake, but like you can really, like actors know how to turn it off and turn it on, and in that moment you turned it on, nigga, and from there I was like, okay, he's a for real performer. He really just puts on a show, you know what I'm saying, versus just getting up there rapping. And you got up there and you was wilding out.
Appreciate that, bro.
You feel what I'm saying? I mean, you get on, I mean, when you do your shows, you know, you take the shirt off. I remember when you was doing, was it the turkey burger or whatever? What's it, a turkey ham or something? Yeah, and you was like turkey, and then you just, it's like you up there on the stage floating. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I sit, yeah. And like, and I'm like, what in the world?
All that shit. Yeah.
Now I want to congratulate you also on the weight loss, man. What triggered that in you to want to lose the weight?
My dad, man, he had got to the point where he had got, you know, kind of out of control with his weight, and he had fell down the steps. And him falling down the steps and hurting his leg, you know what I'm saying? It caused like a whole bunch of other complications. Just a simple broken leg for him turned into this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? So that happened to him, man. I was just like, yeah, I don't want to be his age and be like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Bad eating habits. So I immediately got in the gym, and then I just kind of like never stopped. You know what I mean? So I started at about 350. I'm at about 240 right now. You know what I'm saying? And I should probably be smaller, but
hey, man, listen.
Living though, you know what I'm saying? The ladies take care of me, feed me good, so you know.
Hey, listen, and
I feed myself good too.
To go from 350 to 240, and I noticed like it's not like with some people they work out for a good month, 2 months, and then they stop. You kind of just stay consistent. You're not like this heavy diet guy, but you just kind of made it more so of a lifestyle, you know?
No. It's just lifestyle. It's just trying to you know, and it's one of them things, you know how it is, bro. You just try to do better every day. You just like now it's just like now I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to do one sweet a week. You know what I'm saying? I'm wait till the weekend and give me a cake or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of having to have it after every meal. It's definitely a battle, dude. It's not easy, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Why the name change?
The name change, basically to simplify it. My life changed, my music changed, my personality changed. So I had to change my music. I had to change my name with it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't like be Rucker Puff and be early morning on a Sunday, riding slow down one way. I couldn't talk about that as Rucker Puff. I mean, I guess I could, but I'm so attached to my music that I feel like with these records, I had to morph into this new person. So Rucker Puff is still in me. You know what I'm saying? The Rucker Puff is still on me, but Zeus is like an kind of like Shredder and Super Shredder if you in the Ninja Turtles. Zeus is like all of the motherfuckers combined. You know what I'm saying? The Rucker Puff is just like the beginning stages. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Like I said, it becomes more so of like an actor, man. It's like you take on that actor role. It's like somebody giving you the script, like, okay, check this out. We're working on this movie called Zeus Rebel, and you're gonna play Zeus. Here goes the script. And you're like, okay. And now you're at the crib taking on that character to become Zeus Rebel. You feel me? And so now you're taking on that character. You can always bring, that Rucker Puff back out. But if folks want to hear that, go listen to that old shit. Listen to the new stuff.
To the old shit. Yes, because at this point now, bro, being in my 30s, you know what I'm saying? It's some stuff that I'm not gonna talk about. Like I'm not killing nobody on those songs. I ain't into that. I got too many friends and family members and too many friends of my friends that ain't got killed out here or whatever, then caught a body, then blah, 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 whatever. So it's just like, I have no desire to talk about killing nobody that look like me. You know what I'm saying? I just have no desire for me. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I'm not a saint. You know what I mean? I still speak from, you know what I'm saying, from my point of view. I still talk about stuff that's probably not the most positive stuff in the world, but I'm just not killing nobody. Now, just try to stay music. For me, I try to not talk about killing nobody, especially killing no black man or politics. Those are the only two things that I kind of leave out of my music.
Right. It was a song I heard. I think it's the whatchamacallit. I was like, yo, this right here is a hit on Spotify. It's not the recent one that you released. It was one that you released, like I think maybe give me a name.
That Love, Sunday, Energy, and some of the songs I just dropped. Fat Boy, Drugs. Was it Drugs, maybe? One of the songs.
Here we go.
The album is out. It's called Long Way From Home. I'm not sure which record it could have been.
It's Love.
Yeah, Love. Love is the crazy. Yeah. Love is going crazy right now.
I think it was either Love or Twerk Song. I think it's Twerk Song.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Twerk Song is what it is. I mean, it's just a record that I did. And the funny thing about Twerk, the funny thing about the song is though, it went crazy on TikTok. It got like 1,000 videos on TikTok of just random people all over the world dancing to it. Go look it up, you get some free. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how music travel like that. And I don't even promote the song or do nothing with the song. I don't perform it. I don't do nothing with it. And it kind of just got its own little life. You know what I mean?
So tell me this with your music. So tell me, okay, because I know when you did the name change, then you were like on the verge of signing with Tara Boy, and then that fell through. But then I noticed like then you dropped another album with the Zeus, and then your sound was different. And it's so interesting how you mentioned that you're growing up, your father was listening to country because the music that you record under Zeus gives me that country feel.
Yeah.
And so subconsciously, now you're coming back to where you were as a child But now as an adult in full mode, and sure and confident of yourself and what it is that you're doing, to where it doesn't matter what anybody is talking about. You can still come with this twerk song. That's something a Rucker Puff would have done. But you can also come with them other songs on some country type stuff, which kind of transcends along to another genre, as well as more so than it just being stuck in rap music, which is a smart move.
Well, lately what I've been calling I call it gumbo, Skip. Gumbo music is what I'm calling the music now. And it's a genre that I'm creating my own genre. And what I want to happen is I want, you know how you go look at something and they got like a list of the genres? I want for one day for gumbo to be considered a genre, because there are artists like myself in the world that don't do just one thing. So for the artists out there that doesn't do just one thing, that's called gumbo music now. You know what I'm saying? Where you can get out there and you give people a little piece of everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would feel like if somebody was like, man, you can't do nothing but one thing, that shit would bother me. Now, I'll say this. That's also a gift, and that's also a curse. The reason it's a curse because the way the industry works and the suits work, when I say the suits, I'm talking about like the powers that be. Most of them motherfuckers, they want to say, okay, this the kind of music you do. This is what it is. We know how to package it. We know how to sell it. Boom. Okay, bye. See you later. They rather have the process like that. But I feel like anytime you're trying to do something magical, when you're trying to create something that can be magical, it's going to always be rougher for you. You know what I'm saying? It's way easier to sign NBA Youngboy than it is to sign Zeus Rebel Waters. Much easier. So like that's why I say it's a gift and it's a curse. You know what I mean?
So do you take it upon yourself? Excuse me. Do you take it upon yourself to just distribute your own music yourself versus trying to sign with anybody at this point?
For me, it's just about whatever makes sense business-wise, Skip. I mean, I'm not ruling out a major record company, and the only reason I'm not ruling out a major record company is because I know that they have the connections and they already have the outlets for me to do all the stuff that I want to do. If I was solely just doing music, then I would probably be really more pro-independent, and I'm still pro-independent, but I'm trying to do film, TV shows, you know what I'm saying? I want to do, I wrote about 5 or 6 movies throughout the COVID. I got a couple TV show ideas that I want to do. So I want to do a lot of different things that obviously I can and will do, you know, without help, but with the suits and the powers that be, it just makes it a lot more easier to make that skyrocket, the brand, you know, make that brand come alive a little faster.
Well, you know,
and on the hills, basically.
Well, you know, the thing about that is, you know, you never know what God has in store for you, just like how you never knew, you know, you went to, you know, school, you want to, you know, when you transition from Pattonville to Riverview, you know what I'm saying? You didn't actually get on the team, you know what I'm saying? You didn't, because, you know, you was like, man, I'm cool, it's whatever. And, you know what I'm saying? You went with that. And then you went off to college and, you know what I'm saying, to pursue, you know, a degree, whatever you didn't finish. And, you know what I'm saying, you have moments where you regret that, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, you don't want to get yourself in a situation, from my perspective, in a situation with the powers that be that can possibly do things for you and still leave your career in a stagnant position. Man, you're much more powerful than that, Puff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You're more of an independent thinker versus being, you know what I'm saying, under a corporate, you know, package system. You know what I mean? Because what you could feel this week could be different next week.
Yeah, in a sense. And I do understand too that sometimes you always got to have somebody else that can come in and just help you. You know, everybody need help. It definitely takes a team. So let me say this. So it's not probably really specifically about a major company. I think the more important piece to what I'm saying for me right now, where I'm at, is just about me building the right teammates. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with the company. It's probably just building the right teammates. You know what I'm saying?
And you've been at that for years. You've been at that for years. It's like your brand of you has been like a rock band. It's like it's been like, okay, you know, for this during this time
Yeah.
period, so and so was on the drums playing. From you know, like when those old rock bands and they had like you read the Wikipedia or you like watch the documentary on their career and how so and so played in the band with them for 5 years and then he left and then somebody else jumped on and played the bands and then he rocked with him until for another 10 years and then you know what I'm saying? So I don't ever really think that right team is going to be the right team. I think it really just kind of goes with as long as the forefront man is the front runner of the process. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hold on, someone. Let me decline this right now. All right, there you go. Cool.
You know, as long as you're the forefront runner of the front man of the process, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter about who's rocking with you and your team. You're the team. This is just my mentality of it. You're the team. You know what I'm saying? I need for you to do this. I need for you to do that. I need for you, and you know what? I need for you to go do this. And it's about them, whether or not they gonna go do it. Now, if they go, you know what I'm saying, fuck up and be on some other type of shit, now you know I'm gonna fire your ass. You know what I'm saying? You the James Brown of the shit. You feel me?
Right.
So as far as these guys coming in the room like we're the perfect team, you know what I mean? It's not gonna be like that. I think you got to make the team what it is you make it, and know that at the end of the day, you're the team. You feel me? Because go ahead.
That's a good way to look at it too. I know I was saying that's a good way to look at it also. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I seen you from all of this stuff from the very gate. Yeah, you've had people right there with you along the way, but at the end of the day, you've been the brain, you've been the mind going forward, the gumption of a person going forward and moving forward in your process, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just speaking on from the outside looking in to it. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know the inside intricacies of what's going on the inside of your system. But from the outside looking in, that's how I'm seeing it. And as long as that's how I'm seeing it, I'm pretty sure that's how others are seeing it as well. And that's what matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I mean, for me, bro, you know, I'm trying to build generational wealth and create legacy for my daughters and their kids when they have them. So it's like, I'm for real. My motto is P. Diddy, can't stop, won't stop. So we're not going to stop nothing. It's just about, for me, it's just about working smarter instead of harder. And it's not the music. It don't have nothing about to do with the music. It's just growing and learning and tightening up business-wise and tighten a lot of things up. And I'm excited, man. I feel like I'm in the best part of my career that I've been probably since Mac 10. You know what I'm saying? 2004 was amazing. 2007 was amazing. 2011, Turkeyham dropped. It was amazing. Now my old ass got another shot to really, really do something big. And I just that's why I say, man, for me it's fourth quarter ball on the 1 yard line. Skip, I gotta score. I can't drop the ball.
So what are your plans for the next 5 years? Or where do you see yourself for the next?
For the next 5 years, bro, I feel like I can be one of the biggest brands in the world, not just biggest artists. I mean, biggest brands. I feel like I could be that, whether it's film, whether it's just, you know, music, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's even my other stuff that I'm working on, like my kids programs that I'm working on with my nonprofit. I feel like, you know, God got something in store for me. He got something in store for everybody. So that's not like it's just for me. But I feel like
this is
as humans, we gotta be
able to episode. So it is about you.
You're right. Well, I just feel like you just be in a position to open your eyes, open your heart, and receive what he's trying to get you to do, and not be afraid of that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, for any upcoming artists out there that, you know what I'm saying, are fans of Zeus Rebel, what is something that you can give them to keep them inspired and to keep them, you know, moving forward in their career on the music scene? What's some type of information that if they were in front of you right now, and any other person around out there now that, you know, is on the verge of, you know, wanting to become independent and do their music, what is something of inspirational thoughts that you can give them as far as advice is concerned?
What I always tell people is definitely keep good people around you. You know what I'm saying? Have people that's willing to get out there when it's cold outside and pass out flyers, not people that's just like, hey, what's up, bro? I know the thing on Saturday, it's gonna be me and I got my gear with me. But damn, why you ain't bring your gear to help you pass these motherfucking CDs out last night? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So keep good people around you, stay original. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is inspired by something. So I get that, but I feel like you still should always try to stay original and try to stay you. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you'll last longer being you. I mean, shit. Like I said, Skip, compared to all these little niggas cracking, they might look at me like an old man. You know what I'm saying? But shit, I'm shit. I'm just as good.
Stay in your lane, doing you, and enjoy doing you. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I'm in my lane, bro, and I ain't trying to be nobody else. So it's gonna live forever. You know what I'm saying?
So, music wise, what do you have next? What's coming?
Well, the album is out right now. It's called Long Way From Home. It's on all platforms. You can get that right now. It's an incredible body of work. If you ain't listened to it yet, you need to go check it out. I got hip hop on there, kind of gospel, Afro pop, country, rock. I got different genres of music like blended on the whole album. It's definitely an awesome body of work. T-Rex did most of the stuff on there. Our producer from St. Louis named T-Rex.
Okay.
He did most of the stuff.
Now, when artists reach out, you know, maybe some artists want to reach out to you, get you on some features, maybe some managers or whoever. How can they reach you and contact you?
They can just hit me on Instagram, Zeus Rebel Waters, ZeusRebel Waters, like the water you drink. You can just DM me and we make it happen.
So, hey, well, Puff, man, I appreciate you, man, for lounging with me, man. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, I seen you, I seen you having your conversations, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, man, let's go and I saw the podcast, the interview with K-Tone. You know, so me and K-Tone going back, I known K-Tone since like 2001, man. You know what I mean? So I saw that interview.
And from Lincoln.
You know what I mean? So I'm very glad and thankful that you came and lounged with me, man, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Skip, man. I got to come see you next time I'm in LA, bro. We miss each other every time, so we got to make it happen.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be over here at the studio.
For sure, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right, for sure, bro.